The shop will be closing in 10 minutes. Please, if you're going to be browsing, then pick something up, move it to the front. And if you had to make an order, then unfortunately you'll have to come back tomorrow. Did you not hear me? Excuse me, but if you're going to... Your Majesty, I'm sorry, I had no idea it was you. No, not at all. You're not imposing even in the slightest. Please, make yourself comfortable. No. I mean it sincerely. It's like, I just simply, it is nearly closing time, but I can always make room for your royal personage. What can I do for you? Of course I'm aware. It's a massive parade that goes through the entire city. I'm not condescending to you. I just meant that I know what you mean. And the theme, yes. I believe you and your family will be appearing armored, which you have not before. Well, I'm sure that your master-at-arms would be able to instruct you on the manner I'm wearing these sorts of things, but if you want something tailor-made, not to toot my own horn, but you have come to the right place. Please, step through. Your coming in later in the day does not change things. I'm more than happy to take up this as a commission. Your uncle has already been to see me, actually. He's asked for something horribly gaudy. I expect he'll make a fool of himself. No, I shall deliver with all of my effort. He'll be the best-dressed fool. No. I just find that there is a point where too much gilding belies a lack of taste, if you understand my meaning. You know exactly what I mean, then. Well, if you've had something drawn up already, then please. Perfect. Oh, I can see. No, these are beautiful. You drew these yourself? With help. Really quite splendid. The floral patterning here will be quite... Oh, yes. And the vines reaching up the thigh plate. Absolutely. Yes. Perfect. Sorry, I'm a little spellbound. I only had the pleasure of making your acquaintance once or twice before, but I don't think I've ever heard tell of your being an artist. Hobby or no, this is quite spectacular. I'm afraid it's always been more of a workman's calling for me. My master, who I apprenticed under, he was quite the tough-loving teacher. Showed me a couple of simple things and a couple more complex things, and made sure that they were drilled into my head with equal importance. Understanding the basics is, I think, as important as understanding all the filigree that you're going to do in your work. Quite, my thoughts exactly. No, this is well within my abilities. Oh no, I've done things like this before. Not quite on this scale, but... Well, you see, people have an idea that metalwork is not something that enters the realm of fashion very often, but they'd be horribly mistaken. You've probably seen various metal clippings around items of clothing and not thought about it. Full bracelets and neck pieces and shoulder pieces and whatnot. They are something that takes masterful smithing. I've done it myself. I'd imagine if you picked out a few names from your friends in court, you'd find quite a few of my designs amongst the out of wardrobes. Sorry, got distracted again. Typical of a man in my position, is it not? To become quite enamored with fine craftsmanship when it walks through the door. I mean, when it's walked through my door. Quite. Of course. In your everyday. I'd be perfectly happy to contribute a bit here and there. Some braces, I imagine, would do the trick. I find that with hands as fine as yours, there is a certain pleasant contrast that can come from something hard and metal encasing them at the base. It belies a sort of inner strength when you see that contrasting against the tone of your own skin. I get something that actually contrasts the colour as well. Tinting metal is one of my specialties. Happily. I tell you, I have this wonderful enamel engraving. I could actually put this into a neck piece. Contrast that against the metal. Have it curve around this, you see? Like that. I could do something like that for you. Not this one, this is a display piece. For suckering in people like yourself. Sorry. Forget my manners. My old master would have had my head if he caught me talking to a member of the royal family like this. Well, he was a one for tradition, making sure that we spoke to our betters in such a way. It's funny, he had this wash station on hand so that his soot-stained fingers could be clean, so that if he needed to get down on his knees, take a finger and kiss the ring of a passing lord, he could do so. I prefer an honest approach. Yeah, parents actually endeared themselves to me quite a bit when they seemed to appreciate it. Yes, that blade that your father had from me a little while ago. First time we met, if I recall. I say met, I don't think we bandied a single word. I think our eyes met accidentally the one time. I must ask, why all the cloak and dagger? You came down here quite literally in a cloak, with a dagger at your hip, and nothing else. No guards, no servants, no forewarning. It's quite irregular. I'm asking for my own safety. Is what you're asking for going to be controversial with certain people, and are they going to ask who made it for you? Because I have every right to know. You may escape wrongdoing with not but a smack on the wrist and a harsh word from your dad. I may lose my position. I may end up in the stocks. I've worked very hard to be where I am. A man as young as me, doing what I do. You know, some would pass that as rude. That's because my skin's been tanned to leather and my hands are wrinkled beyond their age. I'll have you know I'm no older than you. Yes, really. Calluses. Have you heard tell of them in your faraway castle? No, they don't hurt. It's just toughened skin. Burns, cuts, bruises. On my feet, on my back, on my forearms in places as well where you go poking for them. Though they tend to be softer there. Well, to put it bluntly, don't panic. I'm showing you what I mean. Look. Yeah, cut on me. I can grip the blade of a sword as hard as I grip the hilt and I'll be fine. Important to my line of work. I imagine you asked the captain of your father's guard and you'd find similar cases among soldiers. Walk down into the fields, you'll find much the same. These are the marks of a working man. Soot stained into my skin is another matter. Your hands are clean. I don't mean to shame you. I mean to simply say you've got quite the contrast. It's a rare thing to see something so fine in here that isn't sculpted out of iron and steel, that is. No, I still feel it. A gentle tracing of your fingers around my palm. It's not just pencils you have a way with them. It's your fingers and hands as well. Aye, and words too. Mustn't be forgetting that. Well, you've been quite charming since you walked in here. I have to admit, if I was following my directives as given, I likely would have at least sent you home and told your father where you had been. That would have been the responsible thing for me to do. It's arguably what I'm supposed to do. But quite enjoy the idea of doing something illicit right under the king's nose. It's a little bit tantalizing. Is that so? Ah, am I assisting a rebellious face? You know, most people get that out of the way when they're young, not when they're grown and beautiful. Shouldn't you be all demure around this point of your life? Oh no. I could never complain about what I'm seeing, what I've heard, what I'm feeling. That second meeting, I was working on that project that I'd been given by your father. I have a funny feeling that you don't see many sweat-slicked, muscled men drenched in heat and breathing heavily. Where do you come from? Up there in the land of finery and restriction. More fool your father if he thought that that wouldn't lead to some ideas growing in your head. Because you stopped tracing lines on my palm and you've been holding my hand for a moment or two now. It's something that'll make any man feel quite confident that. I'm sorry, I've overstepped. I should get back to it. The designs, would you mind if I hold on to them? I need to work on the project. Do I not? Quite. But if you felt that that was improper of me, then I, by all means, will withdraw. So you do think it was improper? You just don't care. You are quite the thing. I love the smell of you too. You're fine and clean and perfumed. I like the sight of you as well. You're dainty, smaller than me anyway. And I like physically, I'm everything that you're not. But frankly, in this moment here, that is the sweetest thing I ever could have asked for.